Motherfucker, why are we looking at this again?
Well, I mean, people haven't seen it yet, but you know why it happened. Because our recording messed up.
Yeah.
Woo! The audio, everything just went right out the window. So here we are, we're doing it. Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Yeah. It's fucking Unity. That's what caused it. Unity caused it.
Unity, exactly. Ubisoft knew what we were talking about. They knew we were bad-mouthing their game. And they just had to, they sent snipers over here to mess the computer up. You know, everything caught fire. There was smoke everywhere. I'm pretty sure my computer caught fire.
Luckily, I have ninja skills, so I just threw ninja stars in all of their snipers' throats, and it's problem solved.
Exactly. Ubisoft sent ninjas over here to kill us, even though most of them are in France.
Anyways, today we are playing Max Payne 3, where you shoot guys in very gruesome ways, and you're pretty much just a badass.
Yeah, it's very fun.
Yeah,
I've actually never played this game.
Yeah, I noticed.
It's just
I have many times.
I played 1 and 2. I really enjoyed it. I've just never played 3. I have it in my Steam list, but I will say, playing this game though makes me want to go through and play it.
Yeah,
it's really, really good.
Yeah, even as you'll see in the footage, just the way the bullets affect people and the way things happen is very interesting and very fun to play. And the gunplay feels very nice. As I was even telling you, the way the actual controller vibrates while you're firing guns is very nice.
Exactly.
The bullet time works well, and they've actually worked on the animation system, so you still have cool dynamic animations, but you still have very precise movements. And
That's
now,
good.
In the pre-recording here, I'm actually jumping into the game. So let's go ahead and hop into it and
see what's going on.
Yeah.
Now, what do we say? Where's the story at so far here in Max Payne?
Well, basically, this takes a little bit after. This takes place a little bit after Max Payne 2.
Is great.
And he has gone to Brazil to take on like a kind of a private contracting job. Where he's just protecting people, basically, for money, instead of being a cop, because he gets run out of New York, basically.
I gotcha. Okay.
Get out of my life.
I mean, why did he get around New York? Did it say for sure? Or?
Well, not to spoil anything, but just basically it's just some bad shit.
I mean, can we really spoil anything? This game is... How old is this game, actually? When was it made?
2011, we really should have looked that up. This is our second time recording it.
We didn't look it up more either still.
I mean,
we'll say 2010-ish. That's about right to me, I think.
That seems okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty...
What I thought was kind of cool is that this game is made by Rockstar.
Yes.
The guys that made Grand Theft Auto.
Different team.
Yeah.
But yes.
But yeah, same company still. And it's like...
Let it go.
God, they're really good. I hope they... Is there going to be X-Men 4? Is there going to be a 4?
I don't know. Well, okay, here's the thing. The studio that made this actually got laid off shortly after because
really?
they came under some budget problems, and so the penny pinchers at Take-Two had to lay off some studio, and Max Payne 3 didn't sell that well, so they were like, okay, well, that's the logical choice.
That sucks. This game was really good, too.
Yeah, and see, the thing is, too, is they were talking about originally releasing editor tools for it, so you could actually make your own Max Payne levels, like the old Max Payne 1 and 2. So you could go through and create your own storylines or multiplayer maps. But unfortunately, nobody bought it, so
That does suck and everything.
that stuff
here.
happens.
Oh,
Good job for turning off your text tone while recording.
Oh, the Reapers are coming. Don't you understand? It's Reapers.
Oh, man. Anyways, yeah, Max Payne is a boozer and a pillhead.
My phone's actually on. Oh,
all kinds of stuff.
There we go. Yeah. I mean, of course, he's always been that perfect, anti-hero and everything.
I don't even know if he's an anti-hero, because, was he ever a hero?
Well, he started off as a big detective, right? In the first Max Payne?
I mean,
and
yeah,
but a bunch of criminals got to his family and, killed his family and basically put him on the dark path.
Yeah, but here's the thing. He never really gave a shit about the mobsters before until they killed his wife. And so after that point is when he was just like, oh, I'm going to kill everybody because my wife's dead. It was never like, oh, I'm just going after these criminals. I mean, they kind of mention something like that, but when you come into Max Payne 1, he just got that new house, he has his wife, they had a kid, and he was just like, you know what, fuck it. And presumably he knew about all the mobsters in New Jersey, so he was just like, whatever.
Yeah, that's very possible.
And then the Valkyrie drug came along, and they murdered his wife for it, and he decided to just go on a fucking murderous rampage.
Yep, murder everybody.
Yep, and he did.
Yeah.
He murdered everybody.
Man, I don't know if this game was just watch this intro. It makes me just remember all the fun times I had in Max Payne 1 and 2, the bullet time, all that stuff.
Watching this intro reminds me of all the fun times I've had in Max Payne 3.
You played it, haven't you? I think you said you played it a bunch of times, right?
I've beaten it twice and played it much more than that.
I need to play this game. I actually down to play it. It looks really good.
It's just it's not a very long game, and it's very fun. And while it's not perfect or anything, it looks good. The gameplay is good, and I generally have fun with it.
Exactly.
I like some of the characters in here. The characters don't bother me at all.
Yeah. It's also pretty good. It's over. I mean, I think when we first watched the intro, which we'll see here coming up soon with the party intro.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the kind of characters are all kind of fitting. They fit the personality types we're going for.
Oh yeah.
So that's pretty good.
I'll talk about it more when we get to the character. But there's one character that is pretty much just a complete douchebag, but I like him quite a lot. But yeah, so Max Payne's sitting here in his Brazilian apartment, and then he's saying like, "Oh, I've decided to get my life back together and do things." And then they show a little bit of stuff here, explaining the story. Let's just go ahead and listen to this and see what he says.
All right.
Some rent-a-clown with a gun who puts holes in other bad guys. Well, that's what they had paid for, so in the end, that's what they got. Say what you want about Americans, but we understand capitalism. You buy yourself a product and you get what you pay for. And these chumps had paid for some angry gringo without the sensibilities to know right from wrong. Here I was, about to execute this poor bastard like some dime store angel of death.
Is he Walter White?
Maybe.
I realized
Is that the story from? Oh my God! Is this actually what it is?
Well, Max Payne was before that whole Breaking Bad series, so more likely they took Walter White from Max Payne.
Oh man, do we crack the code? Conspiracies, theories.
Follow the money.
I'd arrived in Sao Paulo a few weeks before.
He looks pretty with his hair actually
Details
back on.
Yeah,
like a wig or something.
That's another good thing about this game is through the course of the game, Max Payne gets
One where I
completely
speak
fucked
the
up.
language and
Like
they
more fucked up
water
than he
down
is
their
normal.
drinks.
I'm not just
So
talking about like
now
drugs and
we
all the
seem to get
booze.
along
He
just
gets
fine.
fucking wrecked
Of course,
from getting
that was
shot
gonna change.
and things blown up around him and all kinds of bad stuff.
Man.
There's even like a Splinter Cell moment in this game where he actually takes a water bottle and sticks it on the barrel of his gun and duct tapes it to it, which apparently actually works.
I've heard that actually works for a couple shots, not many, but for a couple works.
Yeah, just for a couple shots, and
all you need is one.
you use it for this, and
That's pretty cool.
Got a silenced gun. You take out some dudes with a silencer on that. And then there's another segment where you kind of go Splinter Cell, where you come into a segment with a silencer on your gun, like, and really you got a bulletproof vest on, you got like black suit on, and you're sneaking into this area, and you can't really be that stealthy at a certain, like, you can be stealthy through a certain amount of the area, and then it just breaks down into normal Max Payne, where it's just like, hey, I'm gonna
Run around, bullet time through the air everywhere.
Yeah, just murder everyone.
Now, what I'm noticing here, I really like how every time he like takes a drink or talks about something here, how the screen kind of flickers in and out like that, like when it hits him. And I don't know if before people didn't actually like that, but I like it because it shows how barely he's holding it together. Like he's barely hanging in there.
Yeah, he's completely fucked up throughout most of the story.
Yeah.
Like, there's only one part in the story where he really gets completely sober.
Yeah.
But then he just falls right back off the wagon and he's just completely drunk again. And so that's kind of been a major theme of the story.
I got you, yeah. Like right there, how he takes the drink and then kind of fade like that for a second. It's a nice touch.
Yeah.
I like all those little nice touches to the game.
It's good. I mean, I don't think the comic book style would have worked for this game for a third Max Payne. It may have, but they needed to do something to kind of refresh the series a little bit.
Exactly, need to be expanded upon, basically.
Now, something interesting to note that this is on the Rage game engine, not the game engine from id, but the Rage game engine that Rockstar made to make Grand Theft Auto 4, 5, and Red Dead Redemption.
Some good genes trying to fight their way
I
out
love
of
that game.
necessity.
I love all those games. Red Dead Redemption, though,
yeah.
that was nice.
They're all great.
Yeah.
But it looks nice. It looks really good. I think this holds up really well, even for this is what 2014, so
ignored each
it's
other.
not bad graphics.
She spent a lot of time
not
with
bad
his
at all,
cokehead
actually.
Younger brother Marcello.
Couple details,
He
looks
was a
pretty
good
good. I don't
time
know.
guy if your idea of a good
I like it.
time
Who's
was
this
an expensive suit.
That
my God,
is
that face.
Marcello.
Nothing between.
And yeah, this is the character I was talking about.
had just
He's a
walked in.
douchebag, but I
He was
kind
a
of like him
local
because he's just
politician.
so
Guy was
dumb,
smoother than an oil
silly,
slick on an iceberg,
and like he's
about
kind of
as
like the comic
toxic.
relief
The
of the
rest
whole
of the
story.
crowd,
You're sitting
I
there and
didn't
you're
know.
like, oh
But I
man,
could
Max Payne
imagine
is being
the
so
types.
depressing, and then this guy just
People
comes in and
who
does
drink
duck
enough,
face
they
and
won't
starts
have to
waving his
feel
arms around, and
guilty
you're just
about
like,
their good
Dancing away and
fortune.
everything.
how could I not like that guy? That guy's just
Suddenly
Exactly.
things turned
Exactly,
real
exactly.
ugly.
look at him. Now he's doing
Felt
like
our
some
hangovers
waltz or
arrived
something.
right on cue.
And then Bad News Bears. Here
course.
comes the
Of course,
hooded
in Max
guys.
Payne. I love that the cynical record scratching noise.
It's like, oh man, there's guys with guns in here. Let me just turn off the
Kind
music.
of not carefully take it off, just kind of like scratch it off.
Yeah, like, oh, better turn on the music quickly.
Throw it off.
Shit.
So they're coming for her, I guess.
They're coming from most of their family because that's kind of who Max Payne's supposed to protect.
Oh, okay.
And then doesn't
Things had gone
kind of doesn't do a
fine,
very good job at
fucked up
first,
in about a
but
second. And now there
he-
were two
he gets the
idiots
job
who
done
could
later.
leave.
Right. Yeah, exactly. He's Max Payne.
Yeah.
He's Max fucking Payne, man.
and you know, even Yahtzee talked about this in his review of the game, where he was saying that like Max Payne is so
wasn't my own
depressed and so
safety I
like
was
grim
concerned
about
about.
everything, and
Trophy
yeah, he
wife
does have a
not.
pretty shit life,
I'd
but
said I would
Jesus
protect the
Christ,
girl.
he is a fucking badass with guns,
Oh yeah, he's really good.
as we will not see here.
Because you forgot to use your slow time.
Yeah, I didn't use. Well, normally the tutorial kicks on, but we did a test record of this originally beforehand, and so it didn't kick the tutorial in. So I was like, oh, what?
Yeah.
Shit.
This kind of show off here though how when he jumped against the wall, how he actually puts his arm up to stop his head from smacking the wall and everything.
Yeah. And like you will, there are times where you will like jump at the wall and slam your face into the wall, and it will hurt you.
Yeah.
Because well,
You
jumped
jumped
into
into the wall. Exactly. Kind of like don't you hit right here, I think. Yeah, you hit your head right your head. Your
Yeah.
chest right there.
I think I hit
I
my
like
head on the
that.
cabinet a little bit.
That was the boss lady.
I like
Only
that
this
though.
time
I
she
remember people
wasn't
talking about it in
calling for a body in
multiplayer.
her
People would jump
costume.
around like that, finding other people,
Huh?
and they wouldn't realize where they are and like jump off a cliff or jump off the edge of a building or smack their head into a wall and knock themselves out.
Oh yeah, even in multiplayer, whenever you were playing, even if they didn't have bullet time enabled, you could still dive around like a crazy bastard. it was great.
Yeah.
And
might
I
have been
really like the way they
stupidity,
dealt with hackers in that game too, where
maybe
if you
both.
hacked in the game,
before I
they would
knew it, I
filter
was
you
back
into a
taking
playlist of
insane
other
risks,
hackers instead of banning
trying to
you.
save
So you
fallen
would just be
women.
playing with other hackers.
Yeah, exactly.
It was
Exactly.
like-
You want to keep enjoying the game that way? Sure, go right ahead, but others will be there with you too. Doing
Enjoy the
same
game like
thing.
this though too.
Oh,
Oh,
that's cool. Good old bullet
bam,
time.
right into the
Nice.
pool.
Man. Yeah, he's a badass. He's
Oh,
another
yeah.
badass.
Sorry if y'all guys are seeing any frame drops in between. We had a
Hey, this whole thing recorded funny. I apologize about that. It's just, I don't know if it's just. Hey, you know what it is? It's just not our day.
not our day, indefinitely.
Exactly.
But what do you say we go ahead and jump into topics here?
Sure. Bunch to talk about today.
Let's start off with Far Cry 4.
Far Cry 4. It looks really good.
It does.
It looks really good.
It does look really good.
I
But
was going to talk about that game too, but go ahead.
they got a review embargo on it.
I heard. That's what I'm talking about. I heard they have a
imagine the elevator doors
a
opening
review
to a
embargo.
firing squad of
If I could, it's,
muzzles.
again, not my day.
Learn two words.
Words hard.
My plan.
The word
No one
English.
else would be
Ah.
stupid enough to pull
But
this.
they have a review embargo on it the same way Assassin's Creed Unity had on theirs the day after release. And that's got me very nervous because that's like it's a red flag basically.
Yeah, now everything I've seen for it looks good so far. I haven't seen any major performance issues or any real problems with the game at all, but it does have me worried. Like, yes, it works good for the preview copies that people are getting, but does it work good
I had to keep
when
moving.
everybody is piling
wanna
onto the
fuck
game
this
at
up.
once?
Right, exactly. Now the big thing too is that people understand why we're worried. A review embargo basically, of course, it's set to where no company, no website or whatever can release its review of the game until after a set date. That's to give everyone a fair chance to review it and put their opinions out on the internet, right?
Yes.
But when you put your release date after the game is released, what that says is that you have no faith in your game and that you're
looked like
trying
they
to
were
grab
taking
as
him out
much
through the
money as
basement.
possible
Maybe I
from the
still had a
sales of
shot.
day one.
Yeah.
And that's never a good thing. That's never a good sign.
Now, before we continue, I just want to point this out here. This is something we did in the video too. Talking about how in the game, whenever you switch between guns, if you have a primary weapon that's two-handed, you will hold it
I
in your
had to
hand
move quick,
unless you
or
pull out
Bronco's next
dual-wielded
charitable
weapons, and in
donation
which
would be
case
to
you'll
the
drop the gun.
worms.
which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, it is really cool. In fact, I think coming up right here, the little cutscene where like you're holding your rifle right now,
Yeah.
and you go to pull a pistol out, and of course he puts it in his left hand like he did there.
Rodrigo
but
was
it's
too
actually
rich
he's
a
actually holding
prize
it in the
for them to throw
cutscene.
Yeah,
away.
That's pretty cool in my opinion.
Sure,
I don't
I'd
see a lot
have
of
to
games
work
do
hard
that.
to
Most of them
get
just
it
jump
back,
over
but I
to a
knew
pre-rendered
bad guys
cutscene with a
would want the
pistol or
boss
something.
alive.
Oh yeah, of course.
So that was nice
Almost
touch.
as much as
It's a
I
good touch.
do.
But anyways, back to what you were saying about Far Cry 4 and
It,
review embargo.
yeah, the way it works is just the way they have it set afterwards, it paints a picture of them not having any faith in their game, right? And that makes me really worried. Mostly, too, because the game's been getting a lot of good reviews, I believe, right?
Yes.
They're saying good things about it.
Well, it hasn't had any.
That's right.
Hasn't had any reviews
good,
yet.
Good. People are saying good things about it.
People have been
Before.
able to put out videos for it before they do a full review of it, and it looks good. It looks like they have. I mean, granted, it's not
You
a
weren't far
super
ahead.
great sequel,
Once I opened the
but
door,
it
I'd
is
actually
basically
have to
Far
come
Cry
up with a
3
plan.
refined, and that's fine in my opinion.
Right. Well, that makes me wonder. Like I said, that makes me wonder is, everyone's saying the game is very, very fun to play. The thing I keep hearing, like you mentioned, is it's more of like Far Cry 3. And I'm wondering, maybe I'm paranoid now because of Assassin's Creed Unity and this whole review embargo thing, but I'm worried
thing about
that
being
that's
famous
actually going
as
to
well
be
as
a
rich
bad
is
thing.
the bad
That
guys
it's not
you
going to be
kidnap.
different enough from 3.
I mean, that's a possibility. I did see a couple things where graphics are updated. They do look better, but they're not
Was I too late?
massively improved.
Right, exactly.
And I've only seen the PS4 version, so I don't know if the PC version has been super upgraded too, because a lot of people are curious to see that and see how good it looks.
Right, exactly. So we'll have to see how it goes. I'm worried and everything here. I remember this part of the video. So you're dying here. You have like a last chance kind of thing, but you just ran out of ammo.
Yeah, you know.
You're like, click, 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 no.
Yeah, you had to point that out. You won't move on to the next topic.
No, I had to point it out because it's funny. It was hilarious. Like,
Yeah,
you have that one shot you fire off, it's like click, click. Oh,
That is one thing that gets frustrating in this game is if you don't watch your ammo carefully and then you die, you get a second chance to redeem yourself and kill someone and you revive yourself. But if you don't have any ammo, you just get to sit there and watch yourself die in slow motion and just be like,
oh, god
fuck
damn it.
up.
Yep.
But yeah, speaking of Far Cry 4, which is published by Ubisoft,
Yeah.
they also released Assassin's Creed Unity
Yes.
this week.
Oh my god, that game has got me. Okay, if you guys know me and everything, you'll know that I generally am usually positive to a lot of games, right? Let's outright horrible, I'm positive to it. I try to always look into reasons why it happened, or I'm never too worried about a game overall, right? As long as the game's fun, I don't care. Assassin's Creed Unity, though, man, is the first game that I can just outright say I am wholly disappointed by it. Really badly disappointed by it.
Yeah, I mean, it's had quite a few bugs, frame rate issues,
Exactly.
all kinds of things. It's not just on PC. It is all across
Everywhere.
the board.
Console, everything. I mean, to give you an idea, like, the biggest thing that really bothered me, everyone talks about, is how poorly optimized it is, and how poor the frame rate runs on everything.
Yeah.
And, like, it's just, the game, okay, I don't have, like, a super awesome, quad SLI video card, right? But I've got, a decent computer, and everything I've read online says I should be able to play that game at least on very high. I'm not going to say Ultra, because Ultra usually requires more than they recommend, that kind of stuff. But I should play it on very high, hell, even high, right? Just normal high.
Even the NVIDIA thing said that.
Yeah, even the Invis webpage, I go on and look for it. Even the special driver they made for it. It's, you'll be able to play this, no problem at all. No. I had to record it, and to play it and record it, I have to be on medium. And that's ridiculous. And even then I said record. I can't actually record my Let's Play of it. It sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I know you said you wanted to talk about recording an impressions video on it, but the thing is, we tried it on both of our computers. We did the kind of family sharing thing on it, so we could see how it runs between the different systems. And either system, Austin's video card is better than mine. It's a 4 gig GTX 770. Mine is a 2 gig 680. We both had to run it on medium settings, and it still didn't run all that well on either one of them. It was kind of just like, it would still get frame drops and cutscenes. It would still be very weird.
Exactly. It wouldn't run right. And I think you said you think you see why it could be the case.
Yes. It looks to me like they're using something called subsurface scattering, which they use a lot in animated films nowadays, which is basically where light comes into our skin and bounces around inside of our face and then comes back out. Because our skin is partially transparent. And while yes, that makes it look more realistic and makes it look good, it's not ready for like modern day CPUs and GPUs to handle.
Right, like I think you said to me before when we were talking about it when we were at work, is that no CPU out there, no GPU out there on the market for public use or anything can do that in real time. It's not possible. So they're doing something that they shouldn't be doing, basically.
I mean, we can't confirm that, of course.
We can't. It's just something we noticed, and like he showed me in his own graphical design program, he showed me what it looks like on just a little like mud ball kind of thing, and it looks very similar to how the faces look in Assassin's Creed Unity.
And I did send a tweet out. I don't want to name any names here, but I did send a tweet out to a programmer that does graphics programming for Double Fine, and he said, yeah, that certainly could be the case of why they're getting frame drops, because it does look that way.
Exactly.
So I mean, that may be the case, but there's lots of problems with the games.
Yeah, I mean, overarching here, the thing is that even if that was the case, right? Even if I couldn't record it for you guys to do a let's play of it, I still really enjoy the Assassin's Creed games. So even if I couldn't record it for you guys to make a playthrough, I would still play it myself. Here's the bigger issue beyond it. The game itself just has so many game-breaking bugs in it. Weird graphical glitches of like character movement, all that stuff. And then I think you even said it before. What did you say before? Like the gameplay itself, the game itself was?
Well, actually, to quote Nick Robinson, there's a silver lining to all this.
Okay, what's that?
The game's not very good in and of itself.
Yeah, sadly. I mean, God. Okay. I mean, I love all the Assassin's Creed games, even 3 when the characters weren't really good, right? I always loved the Assassin vs. Templar story, the whole like alternate history, like they're constantly in the background doing things, the whole first civilization doing stuff without, making humans, that kind of thing. I love all of that.
I mean, even for me, someone who doesn't really, I don't like the gameplay of Assassin's Creed too much. I never really enjoyed it that much, but I did like the story, so I get where you're coming from on that.
Right, exactly. And then like in 4 or Black Flag, it was a great game, awesome. The pirates and everything was cool. The story to me was very disappointing because yeah, it was a good story with characters and all that stuff, nice. But I wanted to hear more about the Assassin vs. Templar storyline. You didn't become an assassin in that game until the last 2 missions.
Yeah, that does bring me back to a gameplay point though, of where, okay, I get it, you can't always have boats in the game, but the boats were very fun. In Unity, they didn't do anything to like basically supplement what they had taken out.
Right,
so
exactly.
You just got this older Assassin's Creed feel with some refined gameplay, which is okay, but you did nothing to replace the boats. People had a massive amount of fun with the boats because
right, exactly.
You're on a fucking boat shooting other boats. You're a fucking pirate.
Exactly, and my hope was that maybe the whole crowd thing was going to have some play in it, like, because it is cool them having like 4,000 people on screen now. Some of those moments you walk into that big crowd, it's kind of cool being like in a huge living, breathing street with all these people walking around and doing stuff. Cool moment, but you really can't, quote unquote, do things with the crowd, interact with them, or make them do things for you, or use them as a tool. It's like they're just there to hide in. That's about it, really.
Yes. So I mean, it's disappointing. I don't think it's as disappointing as Destiny for most disappointing game of the year, but it's definitely like maybe second.
Very close for me at least at this point.
It's close second.
For me to get to this point, you don't understand. To this point, it's very frustrating. God, we can go on and on about Assassin's Creed Unity, but what's next?
Yeah. Well, next is also another Assassin's Creed game that seems significantly better, but then again, it has boats, which is Assassin's Creed Rogue.
I've heard about that. I heard it's actually pretty good, apparently.
There's not much to say about it. It's basically Assassin's Creed 4 in a different setting, but it has boats, and it seems to have a pretty interesting story because your character starts out as an assassin, but it doesn't necessarily completely become a Templar, from what I understand.
I heard that. Like, I was worried that game was just going to be more of Assassin's Creed 4, but they just did a fan service, like, hey, you can play as a Templar now, or people wanted, right? I don't know why you'd want that, but people wanted it. But when you explained it to me, what I've read online about it since then, it does seem really interesting. The fact that it is, you're just Rogue, right? And the way the story kind of evolves around him, he seems more of an interesting character than I first thought.
He seems more of an interesting character than the one in Unity.
That's true.
Which is crazy. It's like, okay, this is a different studio working on this game, creating something that's just supposed to be kind of like a one-off, like, here's something for the old console players. And then it turns out to be more interesting, even though it has the old combat and stuff, and the old movement system. They created this character that, yes, he goes rogue, but he's not necessarily He's not necessarily a Templar, and I don't know if he becomes a Templar. I haven't played the game, or I haven't beaten the game, but if nothing else, he is kind of that middle ground.
Right, exactly.
He's not exactly agreeing with Templars or Assassins, which is very interesting to me.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So I mean, man, I don't know, man.
This guy
I just don't know.
Rogue
Rogue looks good. I may play it and see how it is. I'm still upset about Unity.
I may give Rogue a shot myself, because that
Yeah.
does look pretty interesting. And also, you're an Irish dude, so that seems like
Yeah, why
could
not?
be interesting.
Exactly. Why not?
There's also like a weird like island of like nothing but assassins from all over the world, which is kind of weird but interesting. I was like, all right,
Cool, yeah. There's a lot of like backstory to assassins you never meet or play as at all, or anything really. That are pretty cool. Like there's the whole story of I forget her name, the master assassin over in China. You've never played as her, but she's apparently really awesome and has really good stories.
that is Unity.
That's Unity?
Yes, that was Unity in the very beginning of Unity. Remember where they give you the little game menu from Masturbo?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it was in there.
There you go.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they're pointing her out there because they know more about it, but they've never made a game about her.
Yeah, well,
It's
maybe
only
they
been in
will.
books and stuff. Maybe.
Maybe they will.
It would be good. I don't know.
That could be cool.
It could.
Now, it could be cool as long as they do something to supplement the boat gameplay, and then they also actually expand on what the fuck is going on with Assassins and Templars, because it seems as of right now,
They kind of just dropped that whole storyline. Or what the hell's going on with Juno and Minerva?
Yeah.
What the hell's going on there?
They-
I want to know more
they-
about that.
they kind of lightly mention it, but they just pretty much just gloss over it, and they're like, okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's an Assassin's Creed game. Have fun with it.
Exactly.
Like, no, I'm not gonna have fun with it, because one, it's fucking buggy to all hell, and then you don't explain anything.
Exactly.
So, interesting enough, as we talked about last week, Jade Raymond jumped ship.
Yes.
Well,
yeah.
this week, we got news that Assassin's Creed creator, I'm gonna try to say this guy's name, Patrice Desilets, creates a new studio called Panache Digital Games. I don't know how to say that guy's name.
I don't
Forgive
either.
me.
So I
I'm
can't
sorry.
Say I couldn't say.
Well, yeah. Panache Games.
Panache.
No word of what he's creating yet, but we'll find out. What if he just creates an Assassin's Creed ripoff that's better?
Yeah, exactly, or something just a little different.
Ooh, headshot.
Ooh, nice. Other little effects were like you see the actual bullet wound in them.
Yes, a little pop.
Yeah, I like that.
I hadn't seen it come.
Yeah, hopefully,
That was no
hopefully create something cool.
surprise. It's hard
Yeah,
to
hopefully.
keep
I'm excited
riding the ball
see
to
that.
the bottom
I mean,
of
like I
the
said, I
glass.
do like the Assassin's Creed story, even though I've never been a particular fan of the gameplay.
The doors have been chained shut.
He
I
could
didn't need
come
my
back to new
Portuguese for
studio
beginner's phrase book to work out what was
with
going
different
on.
team
The guy
and
making
different
the noise
graphics
was
and
the
all kinds of
boss.
stuff, and just
He
make
was
something
sending
really
them
awesome.
around to cut me off
Yeah,
from
could
the
be.
other side.
Now,
And sure enough,
talk about this
a few
big hot
seconds later,
pile of
I had some
ass
company
that's
on the
been dropped
dance
on a
floor.
lot of people this week.
All right.
Sonic Boom.
Oh yes, I heard about that.
Sonic Boom.
I heard it's very, very bad. Like we're talking potential levels of Unity.
It is orders of. It is way beyond Unity in levels of shit.
Stupidity.
Like,
There
not
had to be
it's
another
not
way out
usually
through the
buggy,
VIP
so I can't really just say that.
Rich fools
Yeah.
But
love a private exit.
okay, what is Sonic all about? There's there's two things that Sonic's all about: going fast
Yeah.
and collecting rings.
Yeah. Because why not?
In this game, you don't go fast,
What?
and you're capped at 100 rings,
What?
and your rings are a health bar.
That is. I don't. If I could facepalm the mic right now, I would, but I can't.
Well, yeah. And then here's
What?
just a kicker. So
Health bar.
this part sounds cool.
Okay.
Which is, it's 4-player co-op. But here's
okay.
where it gets crappy. If you don't play 4-player co-op, you have to play through all 4 tutorials for each character by yourself, which is basically almost the exact same tutorial thing over and over again. Yeah,
Wow, that's pretty bad.
it's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, it is not a good game, and like, the characters constantly call out. Well, okay, don't get me wrong, there's 100 rings that you're capped at, but there are rings fucking everywhere in the game. And the characters constantly call out, hey, we should grab those rings. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool,
I'd
rings.
I'd love to, but I can't because of the freaking health bar system. or
and,
whatever it
and
is.
here's an even stupider thing, is a lot of times they'll just see a jump pad and they'll go, cool, a jump pad. Yeah, jump pads. Woo, jump pads.
Woo, jump pad.
Which is like, yeah, I get it. There's a jump pad there. I know to use the jump pad. You don't have to call it out every fucking time we see one.
Exactly.
And the same thing for buttons. They're like, hey, there's a green glowy thing on the ground. We should probably press that. Hey, that green thing. It's bright. We should press it.
Toy, go jump on it. Do something cool with it.
Like, yes, maybe it's
God.
designed for kids, but I mean, come on. The people who played Sonic nowadays are like, 10 years have passed to the point of where we're like, I'm an adult. I still want a good Sonic game.
Right, exactly.
Granted, that'll probably never happen.
At this point, maybe not. This on.
Yeah. But you don't have to make the game tailored to the point of where, like, it's a kid's game.
Yeah.
And even more so, they redesigned the characters for, like, a lot of people said Sonic is now Nathan Drake because he has a fucking scarf. Like,
Does he?
Yeah, he has a scarf. You
I
haven't seen that
didn't
yet?
realize. No, I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, yeah, it's bad.
Oh my god.
Also,
That
his
sounds
eyes are merged. There's no split between his eyes, and it's just two pupils floating in this white goo.
What?
That's...
Wow, that's not. That's weird.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's just
God,
weird.
it's really weird.
The graphics are weird. And here's the thing. Here's even weirder. One, it's made on the CryEngine.
What?
Yeah, that's weird.
I'm just gonna keep saying what all of a sudden now because I'm just so shocked at this.
Not beyond reason. Okay, it's a game engine. That's fine.
Yeah.
You know, they chose to use a different game engine. Here's the problem. It doesn't look good, and it's on the Wii U, and it gets frame drops.
Oh god. Oh god.
What?
The Wii U was doing. Oh, you shouldn't have gotten the dick like crazy. The Wii U was doing so.
good shots.
It was doing so good too. It was like potentially wanting to buy it good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still tempted to buy it. Like, don't get me wrong, Bayonetta 2 looks fantastic. Hyrule Warriors looks pretty good. I don't blame Nintendo for this. This is a Sega fuck up.
Yeah, Sega's been having a lot of trouble with Sonic for a long time now.
But Jesus Christ, like, how do you fuck a game up that bad?
Yeah.
It is a Sonic game. Hey, I got it. Here. You play the part of the publisher.
Okay.
I'll play the part of the game designer.
All right.
How about a Sonic game
I'm listening.
where you don't move fast?
Here's $100 million. Make it happen.
Fuck yeah! New Sonic game. Sorry if we got some peeking in there. I just saw that on the recording.
That's fine.
That's basically what happened.
Look,
and
it's really frustrating. And this is what this is. This is the frustration in Ramble Over, because not only does the recording not work for us properly, and the video not want to work for us properly, games are just shit.
Yeah,
right now.
games
What is
have
with the
been-
games coming out right now that are shit? I heard the Master Chief Master Chief Unity Collection.
Master Chief Unity Collection.
Master Chief Combat, whatever collection.
Yeah,
That one.
No,
Master Chief Collection.
you're printing money, man.
I just, yeah. right
Master
there.
Chief Unity Collection.
Ubisoft, get in touch with me. I'll give you some good ideas.
Ubisoft, Microsoft, and 343. Doesn't that sound like a good combination? That'll just fuck everything up.
Exactly.
Just ruin games.
Exactly.
Everything will be fine.
They were still
Yeah, but the Master Chief Collection.
This crew.
I heard that the multiplayer is just downright
At last week's
horrible. It's not working at all.
It's fucking broken.
Broncos.
God damn it.
LAN games don't work.
What?
They were back.
Yeah.
to finish
Again, I'm
the
gonna
job.
keep
How do you
saying what.
fuck up
I'm
a
just
LAN
so.
game?
I'm just so shocked. I'm sorry. I can't think of a better word to say what. I'll say
Oh man,
I'm flabbergasted. How about that?
we got 4 people with these really shitty old graphics. Damn, how can we make this work? Oh, such an engineering problem. Fuck.
My God, what do we do?
There's so many polygons on screen at one time. There's over 200 polygons on one character.
Don't you understand? We can't do it. Our technology is not there. It's not possible.
Like, okay, each one of these characters probably has about 13,000 polygons. A Halo 2 character probably has maybe 1,300. How do you get frame drops on Halo 2?
Yeah, you did it. You made it before already.
Oh, yeah, and then same thing for Halo 3, and then I could understand Halo 4 to a certain degree, but after seeing it being played, there is constant frame drops on Xbox One. It was an Xbox 360 game.
Second guessing
Yeah.
myself. I had to hurry or
I
I'd
don't-
lose.
Why couldn't you just pull an orange box and just put the game like it originally was in the disc?
Yeah, really, like I can get Halo 1 on my PC right now for Windows 7 and play it just fine.
Remember the last time I done
Great.
drugs?
Exactly.
in a
I can run it on Wine on Linux better than I can run it on Xbox One. What is up with that?
I know.
Helicopter pad.
I mean, what
No.
is it? That's like how many games? 3, 4 games? They just have utter problems on release this month so
Yeah.
far. What's
I
up
knew
with that?
this was gonna be a bad
you-
idea. But in
I'm
the
flabbergasted.
absence of any good
No, that's what I'm saying.
decided to go.
I mean, is it just publishers pushing developers too fast?
Maybe?
Or developers just kind of like, they'll buy it anyways?
Probably, yeah. That's probably more what it's like.
guess
They're like,
my time
hey,
in
you
Sao
know,
Paulo wasn't
there's
quite
a certain group of Halo fans now. They don't care what kind of bullshit we put out. So here's a Halo game. Yep, gotta buy it.
Yeah, I mean, they'll buy it and like, we'll fix it. We'll fix it when it launches. Don't worry, guys.
This
It's
place
fine.
was like
That's-
That's just, I hate that line of thinking too. I really, man, way back in back on Xbox 360 when Splinter Cell Double Agent came out.
Yeah.
I remember around that time, games were constantly being released with like game-breaking bugs at the start, and I was like, I think I remember hearing that Assassin's Creed. Oh my God, click on the brain. Splinter Cell Double Agent.
It is a bad game.
Got delayed,
Yeah.
and it was going to be push out later that year, right? And I was like, you know what? I'm fine with that as long as they fix all the bugs at release. Game released? Oh, I had breaking bugs too. I was like, God, at that point I kind of just lost hope of all game in the future.
This is becoming a more and more problem as time goes on here.
Bigger problem, yeah.
Yeah, bigger problem, excuse me. Where before, in the 90s, when you released a game, you had to burn it to a disc, and what went out was out. You could not update it after the release, so you had to fix as many of the bugs as possible, and occasionally some bugs would slip through, and you'd have problems. Then came the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 era, where they were like, okay, we can fix some bugs after release. So they would release the game with most of the bugs fixed, and then they would release patches to help the game out. And now we've gotten into an era where they're like, let's just release a broken-ass game for $60, and then we'll kind of half-ass fix it after release.
Yeah, we'll fix it later. Yeah, no problem.
It's like Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4 came out, it was full of fucking problems.
Yep.
And then they were like, hey, guess what? Sorry, guys, we'll fix all the problems. And then they kind of like half-ass fixed the problems, and now it's still broken, and they're like, hey, we got the final DLC coming out. You gotta pay $15 for it unless you get premium.
It's like, well, you haven't fixed the game yet. Well, I ain't gonna pay for that shit.
Hey, guess what, guys? Battlefield Hardline, right around the corner.
Yep, which is basically an expansion to Battlefield 4.
Yeah, and then they're gonna release Battlefield 5 come fucking whenever. And I feel bad, because DICE is a good studio. It's just, they somehow got noosed into EA, pulling them, and being like, yeah, that's right, make us some money.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know. I'm so tired of this crap, man.
Well, you want to talk about another bad game?
What else we got? Is there more bad games?
You don't think it's bad. I think it's bad.
Okay, what is
Jim
it?
Sterling thinks it's bad.
All right.
Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
I mean, you think it's bad? Okay.
maybe.
All right.
Okay.
I never played it, and I will say that the game itself, it's just basically jump scare the game. It's not that interesting, right?
Yeah.
Now, granted, I think it has something. Okay. I think Five Nights at Freddy's has something a little different though. It has a interesting atmosphere to the point where like the guy I made was like Scott something, right? I think the guy made it.
Yeah.
He purposely kind of like kept the story in there. He kept bits here and there, but kept it vague on purpose, right?
Yeah.
And people are loving it. Like even I'm like, I want to know more about this story. What the hell's happening in this game, right? It's cool. And the first one, I know once you kind of got the rhythm down, it was pretty easy to beat. It was basically just watch the door, close the door, but all you're done, right?
Yeah.
I've watched the gameplay videos of 2. I will say that in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, it looks a lot more, well, it looks a lot more difficult, basically.
Yes.
A lot harder, more frustrating cases, but truthfully better. Like, there's no real set thing you can do anymore. There's still things you can, like, help minimize the amount of, tasks you have to do and everything.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a lot better and a lot more challenging. Towards the end, like watching some guys play it towards the end, it something that got more frustrating than it did like scary and enjoyable. But still, it was not a bad game, in my opinion.
Well, okay. I have a problem with it for a number of reasons, and one thing I was thinking about even just last night was, as a person who grew up in the 90s, I got kind of accustomed to jump scares.
Yeah.
So they don't really scare me anymore. There's no effect for me in a lot of ways. And that may just be me, though, too, to be honest. But I watch videos of Friday Nights at Freddy's. I play the first one, and I'm just like, I see these things jump at me, and instead of being scared of it, I'm just bored of the game.
Right.
I'm just clicking around cameras, listening to sounds, waiting for sound cues, and I'm just like, you know what, this isn't fun. I could be playing Max Payne 3.
Exactly.
Shooting guys in the fucking face.
Yeah.
Or I could be playing, like, EVE Online and, like, tactically fighting
Queuing up
ships.
skills.
Well, okay, yes. This week, queuing up skills. But mostly fighting ships. Or playing fucking Skyrim and leveling up my character and having fun with that.
Yeah.
This just seems boring to me.
I think it can be. I mean, I can't say too much about the game though, because everyone who's said that, right? A few people have said that, right? It looks boring. It looks very dull to play. When they go to play the game, they actually say it's at least somewhat enjoyable at first, right? It's one of those things where I think the more you play it, it gets more frustrating than it is, you know, scary.
Well, okay, like I played the first one, and whenever I played it, I felt that at first. I was like, okay, there's some kind of tension here. I was like, all right, this might be okay. But then it just got into a thing where I was just like, more so than I'm feeling tension, I'm feeling boredom. And the reason I figured this out more than anything is actually because of Alien Isolation. Is because Alien Isolation, I get real tension. Like, I'm sweating.
Yeah, the game is really scary.
While I'm
a video on our
playing it.
YouTube channel, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I was like, okay, at first I didn't even feel scared by that game, but I was still compelled to play it just because of the tension. Even when before I even encountered the alien, I was like, oh man, I feel like I'm playing a really tough Metal Gear Solid game, which I love, don't get me wrong, but I didn't feel scared at first, so I was like, you know, I'm sitting here, every time I play this game, I'm pouring down in sweat because I'm just so nervous about what's going to happen.
Right,
And then once I got to the alien, it was just even worse, and I was just like, oh no. And Five Nights at Freddy's kind of starts out like that. I'm like, oh geez, what's gonna happen? And then it just levels off completely, and then I'm bored.
Right,
completely.
then it's more frustrating than it is enjoyable at that point.
Yeah. And so,
I agree with it from what I've seen. I agree with it.
and even more so is the quickness of how he released Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is like, people were still getting accustomed to Five Nights at Freddy's 1.
Were they though?
Yes, because there's plenty of people who still hadn't figured out about it. This seems like a kind of a money bait thing to me.
Could be. It very well could be. I don't know. It's not like it seems like the guy who made it, Scott, seems to at least.
I mean, I'm sure he's a
care.
fine guy.
Yeah,
like,
maybe the game is not that hard to make.
he's not the guy he's not like, you know, the grass simulator guy that's just milking money out of people for stupid reasons.
Right.
Granted, but I mean, more so than not, I'm guessing the reason he did it is because he needed money for Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Yeah.
Like, he was already kind of had some cool ideas in mind for that, and he wanted to do that, but he needed more money in order to get that accomplished. Maybe make it fully 3D. Go kind of crazy with it, which is okay. I'm not blaming the guy. It just doesn't seem like my type of game.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So I don't know.
That's enough about.
I'm kind of the same boat. So
Yeah, that's enough about Five Nights at Freddy's.
Right.
Let's see what we got here. Real quick, because this isn't a long topic that we have to talk about a whole bunch, but Just Cause 3 is coming out in 2015.
Oh yeah, hell yeah!
Yeah.
Super hype! Oh my god, the game's amazing.
You know, parachutes, grappling hooks, jets,
explosives, propane tank you can shoot, grapple onto, and ride into the sky.
big giant gay airboat,
Okay.
boats,
Yep.
jets.
Jets, all that stuff, man.
Hopefully they add in some, official multiplayer, because the Just Cause 2 multiplayer mod was amazing.
It was.
But yeah, so we're excited about that. But I just want to get that out of the way real quick, just so we have it.
So more people can get excited about it too. It's amazing.
Yes, please, dear God, throw as much of your money at them as you can.
Everyone, throw money at them. Do it now.
I did want to talk about this though too, which is also about throwing money at people. Jim Sterling is now independent.
I heard about that. Yeah, I was kind of shocking at first.
Yeah, it was. It was kind of like, he seemed like the Escapist didn't really make him do anything bad, and he even said it on his Patreon video. He was kind of like, yeah, it treated me well, but he's kind of wanted to be more independent about the whole thing. And with the advent of ad block, they're pushing more into in-video ads because you can't really block those things too much.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, he's got a Patreon now. He's gone independent, and he's just gonna run it off his main channel, do a bunch of stuff, and I thought that was pretty cool.
It is cool. I mean, I think it's.
Find the rest of her.
Okay, I got to say, his show to me always seemed like the perfect one to be independent, right? Because he's very critical of games. It's really so though. He has a lot of good opinions, good points, that kind of stuff. So I think it's. I hope for the best for him because I think he is definitely. I'm kind of scared like he is. It's scary to be completely independent like that. Like if you don't make it, what's going to happen?
Well, what's good about being independent though?
What's that?
Because as of right now, we have no strings attached to us, no corporate environment. We can just say fuck, shit, God, motherfuck.
My God.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, cuss words. Woo. I'm immature as fuck. God damn it.
Like the sad was like, oh god damn it.
Anyways.
Yeah, but I'll have the best for him. If you guys want to check out, it's like Patreons like Jim Sterling or something like that.
Yeah, I think so. You can go check out his
Hey, you Google him.
Just Google Jim Sterling on YouTube, and he has a Patreon video up.
Hey, you'll find it.
Give him money. He's a good guy.
He's good.
Things were turning pretty ugly in this town.
One thing I know you know
The boss's
about.
girl was gone.
You're probably just like masturbating about it at night. You're probably just like, oh, I can't play right now. I'm in queue, so I'm just gonna just like jerk off about it.
Jerk up to the screen. This is going.
But yeah, so you've been playing World of Warcraft expansion, Warlords of Dr. Draenor.
No, that's not it.
What?
That's not the game. I'm sorry.
What did I mess something up?
Yes.
What did I mess up?
It's Warlords of Beats by Draenor.
No, I think you got that wrong.
All right. What else?
Are you sure it's not World of Warcraft Horse Lords of Haenor?
That's pretty good. It's pretty good, but no.
See, no, I think we're still getting it wrong.
Okay. Oh God.
How about
the puns?
I think it's
puns.
Warlords of Baynor.
Just stop.
Okay, let's stop this. This is fucking ridiculous. We're just being dumb now.
Random puns. But yes, I am playing the expansion to
Random
Warcraft.
bad puns.
Very bad puns. I
Oh,
don't know. I think Beats by Draenor is pretty funny.
yeah, that's right.
But yes, I'm playing that game. I'm really enjoying it. Didn't have the greatest of launches. The DOS attack didn't make it any better. But I'll say what I said before online is that the problem I think stems from Blizzard did not have a
Lords of
proper...
Gaynor, yeah, gay pride, woo!
All right. I facepalmed there. You just couldn't hear it.
All right.
The problem I think they had with Blizzard had is that they didn't have a proper beta, basically. That same thing they did before, where they just invite a bunch of people to the beta, like, look, get in the game, look how cool it looks, right? You guys are excited for it? Hype, yeah! They didn't actually properly test the zones, they didn't test all the quests. Now, granted, I'm sure something just happened in the patch launch, it's possible, it always happens, right? Everything is correctly.
Also, the Chinese DDoS attacks don't seem to help any further.
No, yeah, it didn't. That DDoS attack would have happened no matter if the game had launches or not, right?
Yeah, I know.
It would have happened either way. But it just opened the wound more, basically.
Basically.
Like I said, I do blame Blizzard for not having a proper beta test, because I think that could have solved some issues with some of the quests not working correctly, and keeping people stuck in areas. But I think something more happened and they'll never tell us, like potentially some hardware failure happened.
Yeah, it seemed that way, because they did talk about, like, possibility of, like, upgrading some of their hardware and upgrading
They had
software.
to. That maintenance on Saturday, they had to actually install new hardware, I'd say. One of the CMs tweeted out, basically.
Yeah, you know, that's understandable. You can never predict everything on a game launch.
Right, exactly.
I mean, there's only so much testing you can do, and then...
I'm not mad at Blizzard. It was bound to happen. Like, the lag I experienced while I was in the launch day, it was understandable. I just had patience. You sit there and you bring a YouTube up on your monitor while watching and waiting for things to load for you. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I mean...
The quest breaking was annoying, and then the DLS tech made it even worse, so yeah.
Q Simulator 2015.
I was playing that, actually. Okay, I will say this. People aren't aware right now, the queues, at least on my server, Hychel, are now gone. There's no more queues.
Well, see, that's why I have to make this Unity game. I have to make it to where people can get that queue feeling back, that feeling of waiting for Draenor, just sitting there hours on end.
Money was gone. And I was
I'm about to play Draenor. I'm about to do it.
You gotta log in and see all the coolness.
It'll happen. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'll post it somewhere. Maybe we can link it in the comments below. We'll do something.
We'll make this the Q Simulator 2014.
Don't worry. I'll program bad
I'm sorry,
things in Unity.
2015 now.
Yeah.
Should I do 15 or 14?
15.
Let's go.
I was thinking about that. I was like,
We're like
15,
cars,
but-
you know, man. Cars are always a year ahead. We can do.
Well, you know, they had Farming
Shot
Simulator
more times
2015,
than
which
I
we,
can remember.
I think we need to play that at some
This
point.
felt different.
God, I don't want to play that. Please don't.
Yeah, you never know.
I don't want to farm. I'm bad at farming.
About to run out. Or
You're bad at farming, you do it all the time, wow.
Was bleeding out like
This is different kind of farming.
Nah, it's about the same.
Okay, touche. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good one.
I was failing
All right.
fast.
Although I do want to say this, their Times Square event in New York was pretty cool.
That was cool. That was very cool, actually.
But to continue on from all that, let's move on to different topics. Like
I
the
heard
sad
that,
topic of Bloodborne being delayed until
At
March
least
25th.
one of
I heard about that. Now,
That
I
raised
can't
our
say I'm
chances
that
of
excited for the
survival
game,
all
but
way from
it looks really good,
to
though.
Slim.
He's crying on the side of him.
I just want to play Bloodborne.
That basically is like the next, like the spiritual sequel to
The guy with the bag
What's it
must have
now?
got hit. He's
Dark
bleeding
Souls.
all
Dark
over
Souls.
the
That's it.
place.
Dark Souls.
Which was the spiritual successor to Demon
Demon
Souls.
the game everyone says they
My
played,
easy
but really haven't.
retirement money.
I actually got a chance to play that game.
A chance
Very
to drink
briefly,
for free
Okay.
and
because we got it on
chaperone
GameFly,
socialites around
and I
town
played it.
making sure the poor people didn't
I
get
forget
too
which console I
close.
played it on.
A little bit.
But
didn't mention any of
it
this
was alright.
shit.
I remember the documentaries of them talking about how cool the multiplayer system was, where they had people coming into your game, and then it just like tanked, and then someone decided to make another one, which is Dark Souls.
And they made a second one of that one, and now they're making Bloodborne.
Well, Dark Souls took off. It just skyrocketed. And the PC market was like, we want a PC Dark Souls. And then finally people petitioned it, and they made one, and then now it's like a phenomenon.
I don't know. I never enjoyed Dark Souls that much, but then again, it's just, I don't know.
And then, of course, they have Dark Souls 2, which I think was just pretty much just an excuse to bide time while they make Bloodborne.
Yeah.
And Bloodborne looked cool because you got guns and cool graphics and monsters, and yeah, I want to play it.
Whoa. Looks like I missed
So
all
yeah,
the fun.
that'd be cool.
That's what I'm fapping to right now.
I'll tap with you this time. Oh god, not the sound effects.
Sound effects.
Oh my god.
But there's a good game coming out, quote unquote, soon.
Yeah. Back to the good old days when
What's
I thought
that?
I might actually like this job.
Tales from the Borderlands.
Oh yes. Oh my god, it's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be pretty good.
I love all of the like the Walking Dead, the Wolf Among Us. Now this one, oh man, it's gonna be fun. It'll be very fun.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what they do with the wacky and wild characters of
Never better.
Borderlands and just expand upon that, but give the kind of telltale touch to it.
Exactly. Same kind of different they're great at making characters feel real and alive and give them personality. So what they're gonna do with this one, I've got no idea.
Yeah, and like, who doesn't want to see like more adventure games?
I want to see more Borderlands. It's awesome. Borderlands is fun.
I just want to see more adventure games.
That's true.
I backed Broken Age, man. I'm all about some adventure games.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that, I think that's it for us guys.
We're getting closer. I did want to mention real quick. My last thing was that what I'm sad about is that the ex-Bioshock devs, they were kickstarting that game.
Oh yeah,
And that failed. Oh my god, that was sad. It was really cool.
yeah. I would be really excited to see that game because it seemed cool. I watched the trailer for it. I watched the Kickstarter stuff for it, and I was like, that seems like they could have done something really cool there, but Kickstarter unfortunately didn't make it.
Yeah.
Make sure they know we did not try to trick
All
them
right.
otherwise. Fabiana.
Well, I guess with that, I think we're done with our topics for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and everything. We apologize for the getting this video out late and then the weird frame drops and cuts in the video because, like I said, this is frustration day apparently.
Yeah.
It's not only are the game's bad, but our video doesn't want to work for us properly.
Yeah, so let's just sit here and sip on our beers while we watch me do silly things inside of Max Payne.
All right. What are you gonna do?
Well, first I'm gonna fuck up and shoot these guys by accident when they could have just walked past.
That's right. I remember this part.
And then I'm gonna unload on my partner here.
All right. Let's watch that.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Clear. Come on, move.